Hi everyone, thank you for joining me this evening. I have some super exciting news. We have a new granddaughter that was born today. Unfortunately, we couldn't be there. I will be traveling to California in a couple of weeks. So she was actually a week late over her due date. So we are just ecstatic. We haven't had a baby in a long time. We only had two grandchildren. Our oldest is 20, well, gonna be 20, she's 19, and then our grandson just turned 15. So now we have a new baby, and I just can't wait. I'm so excited. But thank you for joining me for Workshop Wednesday. I have a couple announcements or things I want to let you know about. There's so many things going on in the Stampin' Up! World. Our new catalog is going to be coming May 5th, I believe. I guess I should have grabbed it. May 5th. So it'll be going live May 5th. And if you need a catalog, just email me and let me know, and I will get one out to you. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you will get one with your first order. And if you've ordered from me within the last 6 months, I will send you one. I'm still waiting for my other catalogs. I did send some out, but I needed more. And that's another thing. Right now, shipping from Stampin' Up! Is taking 5 to 7 days from when you placed your order. So just be aware of that. Everything's not going to be 2 to 3 days unless you expedite it. You can do overnight or you can do second day, which I didn't because I assumed. And I don't know if you know, when you place your order and it says shipping, there's a little question mark there. If you click on that question mark, it's going to tell you how many days the shipping is running currently. And I didn't check that little question mark. I usually always forget. But anyway, just know right now orders are taking 5 to 7 days to ship. The last chance list has been updated, and there's some amazing deals. A lot of stamp sets and bundles are like going quickly. Some of my favorites is the Notes and Totes. I love that bundle. It's the one that I make the little totes with. Not sure if it's still available. I didn't check the list before I came on, but there's just so many. Hobby Haven is on last chance. Swirl Designs bundle. Of course, the cute little bear, that was the Valentine's Kisses, I think. There's just a lot. There's a lot on there. A lot of embellishments are marked down, some ribbons. So be sure and go check out the last chance on my online store. And then also the 2024-2026 in colors are going to be retiring. A lot of stuff has already gone. All the ribbons are already gone. So if you were looking for any of those colors, Summer Splash is my favorite, and I'm going to hate to see it go. Actually, I think all these colors were pretty pretty. They were pretty. Pretty in Pink. I'm going to miss that. Petunia Pop, Shy Shamrock, like I said, all of them. Peach Pie. So be sure, again, that's in the last chance, but just know that those are retiring. So if you want to get ink refills, the ink pads, the blends, again, I didn't go on and check to see what's in stock. I do know the ribbons are already retired, or they're gone. So again, on last chance, anything, all these are while supplies last. So once they're gone, they're gone. The other thing is, be sure and share my video. If you share my video, you will be entered into a prize drawing. This week I have, and it probably won't be this one, I'm going to be giving away this mail. It's a card so that you know how thick your cards are when you send them, if you're going to need extra postage. I got this from the Country Hive. Let me see. I have one of my my cards from my my spring fling. So let's say this is in an envelope and you just stick this through and see how mine's already too thick. It's not going to fit through. I am going to need some extra postage on that. So that's what this does. And I will be sending one. This one's mine, but I have another to send to whoever wins the prize. And as you guys know, every Friday I do a Friday giveaway. So I usually ask you to comment on something, and I do the drawing for that one every Sunday. And then also on Fridays, I do my Fun Fold Friday. This week I'm calling it a double barn door card. You've probably seen them with one door that opens, they call it a barn door. I made mine with two. So be sure and join me at 12 o'clock on Friday. And for my May, we're in April now. So my April Let's Create kit, the registration just ended. So now you can start registering for the May. And I'm going to be using the barbecue bundle. I have my cards created, but I don't have the designer series paper because I'm waiting for my second pre-order to come in to use the designer series paper. But this is going to be the bundle that we're using. Once that designer series paper comes in, I could finish my cards and I will show you. But the subscription link will be posted below. And I know for sure you're going to be doing 4 cards and a 3D project. Okay, and if you want the PDF tutorial for today's project, just join my email list. Every Friday I send out the tutorial, and then plus you'll get the tutorial for my Fun Fold Friday. It's not actually a tutorial for the Fun Fold Friday. It just gives you all the measurements and all the products that I used. And then so for today's card, of course, I'm using the Filled with Sweetness again. I cannot stop using this bundle. I keep telling you guys I've colored so many strawberries, blueberries, but this one has a little place where you could put your message. You could even stamp a sentiment. We're not stamping a sentiment because it says love you very much already, but it just fits right inside there. And that is our card. So I think that is it. I'm going to go ahead and turn you down and we will get started. So we are going to be I'm going to be using my Stampin' Positioner. This is going to be available to customers in May. Love this, especially for this stamp. Like I said, we're using the Filled with Sweetness bundle. You guys should already know it because I've been using it so much. And we're using the Homemade Sweetness Designer Series paper. I think I grabbed the pieces that I already need, but you can make so many cards with this. I'm actually cutting my April Let's Create kits that included this paper. I've been working on my spring fling for this weekend. Today I was doing all the pillow gifts, and we're going to use the strawberry and dots and some Stampin' Blends. Oh, and we're using the Lunar Luster paper for our spoon handle. Okay, let's get those out of the way, and let's go ahead and stamp, I guess. Well, okay, I'm all over the place. For our card base, we're going to use Misty Moonlight, and it's going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to cut my 5 1/2 first, and then 4 1/4. And that is our base. That's all we're going to do with that. So then next, we're going to need a piece of, let me see, 4 by 5 1/4 roughly strawberry slush. And this is going to be for our jar. And should I cut? Let's cut the insert, our little, where our secret message is. And that's going to be 2 3/4, which this already is 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. That is our insert. It's a little message. And then what else do we need to cut? I'm going to need our label, and the rest I think we don't really need to cut. All right, so let's bring our positioner back in here. And this is our insert. So I'm going to measure. There's grid paper that goes to this, and I haven't even used the grid paper. I think I am going to put it, let me see where, so no, I need to move it over. So you can, I should show you. So you can put your paper wherever you want on, and then what you do is I'm going to take this off, put it on my paper where I want it, or on my cardstock, I should say. And that looks good. And then you can put your little magnets. These magnets are nice because they're not strong like the one we had on our Stamparatus. And then these just go in the holes and push down, and it'll pick up your stamp. Ta-da! And so now I'm going to flip this over on this side so we could ink it up. So I'm going to use some strawberry slush ink and then just put it on. I used this last Friday for my Fun Fold Friday. And of course, I use the same stamp set. And I think I mentioned, and see how there's this ink on the side? It's not going to get on your cardstock, because when you press down, it's just going to get where you have, it's just, the stamp is just touching the cardstock. And there's our jar. And so that is it. I am going to move this out of the way. And we're going to get our jar die cut. So on my instructions, I tell you to use the one on the right. I hope that's what I said. The one on the right, not the one on the left. For whatever reason, I think the one on the right lines up better. So let's get our cut and emboss machine and line this up. This doesn't line up like perfectly, but it's pretty close. And we just want the jar. That's all we're getting is the jar. Be sure and say hello. Let me know where you are watching me from. And you will have this little piece, but see that's like score line? We're gonna trim that. So I'm going to cut a couple of other things. So this is that designer series paper, and I'm calling this piece the fabric. So we're going to cut the fabric, the jar fabric. We're going to cut our spoon handle. We're going to cut, what else could I fit on here? A couple of flowers. The bow, I think the bow and the ribbon I'm going to have to do on a separate run through, because I have a piece of adhesive sheet to that one. Keep trying to stay in the camera, and since there's a delay, it's hard to see if I'm getting out of the camera. Okay, my spoon don't want to come out, but we'll get it out. Spoon handle, I should say. And then my flowers. And, oh, one other thing on our jar. let's do this, is we're going to put that slit in it so we could put our secret message. So this one here, this die, cuts a slit into the jar. So we just want to line it up, kind of where the line is here. And I'm probably going to tape it down because it might move. And it's going to cut a slit into the jar. All right. Didn't want to forget that step. Later on, I'll be like, hey, how come I can't put my secret message in? And then, like I said, I had already added adhesive sheet to the back of some white. I've been using this a lot. So we're going to do our bow and our strings. Let's do the bow. It's moving around because of the magnets. So let me tape that one down. Here's our strings. Let's see if I can fit. Can I? No, I probably can't. I was gonna try to fit our label on there. A lot of die cut pieces, and we're gonna have to, oh no, did this moved. I'm gonna have to, I guess I should have taped that one down. So now let me get my take your pick tool, take this out. It moved, and see it's short. It's gonna be short. I didn't even pay attention. Let's tape this down. It's the magnetic plate. So I use my very old die cutting machine magnetic plate. Current ones do not come with a magnetic plate. They've had trouble trying to create a magnetic plate. Okay, so now we need our label. And then I think that's it on the die cutting till we do our strawberries and our blueberries. And if you were making a lot of these, you would just die cut everything and then assemble. Okay, so with my paper trimmer, I am going to cut right on that score line. You can use scissors if you want. And if you're afraid if this is going to move, where is my tape? Use your, you guys, I got this at scrapbook.com. And as you see all the time, I'm always using it because it won't, it doesn't, it's like the 3M tape. So you could tape it down and then look, we cut our piece off. And see, it doesn't tear your cardstock. So let me see, are there any comments? I am, my iPad's telling me I need to update. Of course. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some assembling. So here's our jar fabric, I'm calling it. We're gonna remove the adhesive backing. And these go, you guys are probably like, Lisa, you've showed us this because, showed us how to do this because you just keep using this bundle. Right? I can't stop. Like I said, I created my Let's Create kit with it, and then I've just been nonstop. The whole backing already came off, so I'm just gonna stick our bow on. And then, so for our little insert, what I wanna do is, I'm using my silicone mat. I wanna put this inside here and kind of put it as far down as you can, but we want to leave this, is that straight? Because what we're going to do is just put a thin strip of glue, because we know this glue goes a long way. And then the reason we're putting it in is so we could see where our jar fabric should go. So that looks good. And you're just gluing it at the top. So I'm gonna let that sit aside for a minute and let's stamp our love you very much in the middle of our label. And I'm using strawberry slush. And let's take our spoon out. our handle, I guess I should say. I keep calling it a spoon, but it's just like a handle. We need our little flowers. Popping everything out that got stuck. And so again, since our card is in here, this is actually going to go attached to the card. So here's another tip for you is, where did I do with my envelope? I pulled an envelope out because it's going to help us place, oh, it's over here. It's going to help us place where our spoon should go, because if we put it too high, it's not going to fit. Our card won't fit in the envelope. So this card is already moving. Am I making sense to you? So, like, here's our envelope. I got out of camera for a second there. And like I said, if we put it way up here, it's not going to fit in our envelope. So we have to decide where to put it that it's going to fit in our envelope. Makes sense? So what I kind of did is I made just a little mark. And you can, just a couple of marks so you know where that you want to put your handle. And we'll just add some glue. I'm going this side yet. And so we line it up there and there. So hopefully that makes sense. We want to make sure that it's going to be able to fit into an envelope. So you probably could have adjusted it a little bit better. But then our card can go on in like so. And then you could pull your message out. Make sense, everyone? All right, so we're going to do our love you very much. And we're going to add this label. Oops. Brand new pack of dimensionals. My goodness. And so we'll put that right in the center of our jar. Now, another thing, this little secret message has some tricks to it. So again, you want to turn it over and put your dimensionals around it, around the back, so that you're not putting them on your message. I'm probably making this sound way more complicated than it really is, because now we're going to attach this to our card base. Let's get all these backings off. Basically, these are kind of like bordering your message. You could even use adhesive strips if you wanted to. Or foam strips, I mean. All right, so now we're going to put this right like so. And I'm going to glue these flowers on before they get lost. So I just put the couple of flowers here, up in the corner. Wanted to use the flowers. And yes, there's glue peeking out, but that's okay because we're going to put the dots on it. So pretty much that's our card, but now let's go ahead and stamp. We're going to stamp the strawberry twice and the blueberries twice. I'm using Memento. Our new hybrid black ink, I've been playing with that a lot, using it. It's a really nice crisp black ink. The only problem is that it stains. And if you don't mind your stamps being, you know, stained black, most of the reds always stain anyway, no matter how much I try to keep mine clean. The red always stains. But so now with the hybrid, the good thing about the hybrid is that you can watercolor and use the Stampin' blends. And I'm not sure why I only grabbed the light of each of these, but we're just gonna make it work. We're gonna color these in. And this is Strawberry Slush again, so Strawberry Slush blends. And we're gonna use Granny Apple Green for our stems. I'm not getting fancy since I don't have I colored out of the lines. I better go back to school. But you know what? I have some extras, so we're not going to use this. So, you know, you could just keep putting more color to shadow instead of using the dark if you'd like. Okay, I don't know why. I hope this one's, yeah, this one's light. Because I don't want to color it all in with dark. Because then I just like the color of the Granny Apple Green for the stems. You could use Old Olive. I always use Old Olive for my stems. What color do you guys usually do? Like for my leaves and everything, I always pretty much do Old Olive. But I like this Granny Apple Green with the Strawberry Slush. And you know what? I am going to grab my dark real quick. Not sure why I grabbed just my lights. I just like to add some little texture in there. And blend them up. Blend, 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 blend. Has everybody been having a good week so far? Our weather has been so crazy. Today it's like 80 degrees, but like 2 days ago we had frost warnings. I don't know, I don't get it. So I'm using Misty Moonlight for our berries. And this one I will use just the light. And the dark is really dark. I could use dark on the lines, but I think I'm just going to use the light. And you know what? I'm not going to color the other one just for the sake of time. If we want to shadow that in, just again, just keep, the more color you add with your light, the darker it gets. But I already have another one. Like I told you, I have some backups. This one is light Granny Apple Green. Use on our little stems. But I'm going to go over that center with the dark. I love using my blends. All right, so now we're going to die cut these. But as I told you, look, I already have some extras. Just in case I made boo-boos, I had some extras. Okay. We are going to die cut these. I did have some other blueberries that I colored with actually blueberry bushel. And I'm not sure if I thought I had them out so I could show you the difference, to kind of do a little comparison. And I'll just cut those two since I have another strawberry. I'm pretty sure I have those blueberries. Hold on. Get this. I just want to show you so you can see the difference of, these are all my extra pieces. Every time I do extras, I just throw them in a clear envelope. So look, these ones are blueberry bushel and these are misty moonlight. So you can see the difference in the blues. So since I used misty moonlight cardstock, I wanted to go with the misty moonlight blueberries. Okay, put all these extras out of the way. We need these. This is extra. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and use some dimensionals. And I like to place them on my card. So again, I could see where they're going to fit so that this will fit inside an envelope. And I wanted to use a lot of berries since we love you very much. So I wanted to use a lot instead of just putting 2. And one more. All right, so then we need to add our, I got dimensional backings all over the place. The other day I went to the store and the lady said, "Oh, ma'am, you have something on your sleeve there?" And of course it was a dimensional backing. I love this set too, Joan. You're baking a coconut cake, Patty. That is so crazy because I almost bought the stuff to make one yesterday. But I'm trying to be good with the sweets. I don't know what happened. That one's super thin. So we're going to put our dots right in the middle of our flowers. And see, now you can't see that glue. So these little dots are so cute. I'm not sure if these are on Last Chance too. So that is our card. See how this one I went above? It's probably not going to fit in the envelope. So that's why I gave you that tip to make sure it'll fit. Ooh, I might just make it. So I wanted to do was use this on the envelope. And I didn't because I was busy doing everything else. But if you guys wanted to match this with this, you're going to need like a 2 1/4 by 5 3/4 piece of designer series paper. And I'm not sure if I have an, oh, maybe we could do it real quick. I got some. So what did I tell you? 2 Lisa. Thank you, Dina. So 2 1/4 by 5 3/4. Let's cut. 2 1/4. I should know this by heart because I do it a lot. And even if you don't, you know, I like to decorate the envelopes. They look so much better. And actually, Patty, she's amazing at doing stuff like that. She decorates everything. But even if you don't, you know what? Stamp a strawberry on the envelope. Stamp a blueberry. Something that coordinates. So this is just going to go right like so. So I'm going to add some glue, and I'm going to add it to the envelope. This is kind of bonus. I was going to do it, but I just didn't have time. Like I said, I got my spring fulling on Saturday. I'm getting the to-go kits together. I'm getting the in-person kits together. All those pillow gifts. So, and you probably should have used seal. That was, again, my bad. Because you could see the glue. But I had the glue handy. And then you just trim around. Trim, trim, trim. It's really super easy, but it makes a big difference. So don't forget to share my video so you could be entered into a drawing to get that, there. So now look, they match. Cute. If you didn't see my card in the beginning, it's a secret message. You pull the spoon and there you go. You could stamp something in there. You can write all here. You can write on the back. You will have the handle on the back. But that was pretty easy, I would say. And look, you can match your envelope. And then here's the other one that we made. All right, thank you guys. Oh, I appreciate all the hearts. Thank you, Joan, for sharing. I will put you into the prize drawing and I'll let you know the winner. You know, on Friday I do my other giveaway. So that one I always draw on Sunday. So this one I will announce usually next Wednesday. All right, notify you by messaging. All right, everybody, you have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining me. And on Friday, I have a fun fold for you. So join me. Thank you, Dana, for sharing. Thank you, Patty. You guys have a great rest of your evening and take care. Bye.